Welcome to Speed Reads, Stress Paradox. Learn all the ways your body and mind thrive on stress. When we usually think about stress, it's the chronic kind that comes to mind. Work deadlines, family pressures, money worries. But the first thing you should know is that there is bad stress and good stress. Think of how exercising stresses your muscles, your lungs, and your heart, but in a way that ends up making everything stronger. What if we were to tell you that this same kind of growth happens on the cellular level when your body is stressed by food, temperatures, and other kinds of healthy stressors? If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support is appreciated. There's a word for this kind of good stress. It's hormesis, and you're going to hear a lot about it in the sections ahead. It's basically our cell's way of cleaning house, repairing damage, boosting defenses, and preparing us to handle bigger challenges ahead. In this summary, we'll see how, through hormesis, we can build both physical and mental resilience, creating a new baseline that makes us calmer, more energized, less vulnerable to harmful, chronic stress, and better prepared for life's demands. It's a fresh approach to health and well-being, offering simple, practical steps that stretch you just enough to grow without burning out. Good stress is good medicine. The story of hormesis, or what we might call good stress, actually begins in an unlikely place, a 19th century laboratory in Germany. A young scientist named Hugo Schultz was on a mission to find the perfect disinfectant, something strong enough to kill harmful microbes, but still safe for humans. What he discovered was surprising. When he exposed yeast to high doses of disinfectants, they died off, as expected. But at low doses, something odd happened. The yeast didn't just survive, they thrived. It took over a century for the larger implications of Schultz's discovery to be recognized. But eventually, scientists understood that small exposures to certain stressors is what makes human beings stronger as well. Take the immune system, for instance. Early exposure to a variety of microbes is what allows it to learn, adapt, and defend us more effectively. Without these small challenges, our defenses weaken. Today, researchers across the globe are digging into how controlled doses of stress, like exercise and fasting, can spark our body's internal repair systems. It's become clear that hormesis is a fundamental survival mechanism. When we encounter good stress, it's like flipping a switch that tells our cells to clean house, repair damage, and prepare for future challenges. In doing so, our bodies become stronger and more resilient. Simply put, everyday habits can spark your cell's natural repair systems to kick into high gear. This is what hormesis is all about. Small doses of stress that actually toughen up your cells and help you resist damage, repair what's broken, recycle old parts, and recharge your energy. By leaning into good stress, we can activate our body's natural defenses against chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and dementia. Not only can this help us live longer, but it also makes us feel better, sometimes in just days or weeks. With this in mind, we're going to look at 5 ways in which good stress can revitalize your life. 2 of them have to do with your diet. The third is exercise. The fourth is exposure to hot and cold temperatures. And the last one is challenging your brain to keep it sharp. When you put them all together, it's a 5-stage stress paradox protocol. The catch here is that our modern world has quietly drained many beneficial stressors from our daily lives. Ultra-processed foods, constant convenience, and sedentary routines leave us languishing and diminishing. Our bodies haven't adapted to today's lifestyles. They're built to face real survival challenges that keep our stress responses balanced and our mind and bodies resilient. This isn't to say we should ditch modern life and live like cavemen. Rather, we should reintroduce vital, manageable challenges into our daily routines. Plant defenses become human defenses. Like a lot of things in the natural world, plants have evolved to produce their own kind of protection. Microorganisms that produce defenses known as phytochemicals. Our bodies actually interpret phytochemicals as mild toxins, which sounds bad, but it's not. These tiny doses of stress from plant foods wake up our internal defense systems. They kick off all kinds of protective responses, like boosting antioxidants, improving energy metabolism, and even helping with DNA repair. One of the more commonly known phytochemicals is resveratrol, a powerful compound found in red wine, grapes, and berries, dark chocolate, peanuts, and pistachios. Plants produce resveratrol as a defense against fungi and bacteria, and when we consume it, it kicks our cellular defenses into gear. Resveratrol activates proteins called sirtuins that go on to stimulate other protective genes. These genes help counteract oxidative stress, promote autophagy, which is like cellular cleanup, repair DNA, and even build new mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside our cells. But resveratrol is just the beginning. Another defense chemical is sulforaphane, found in cruciferous veggies like broccoli, cabbage, and kale. When we eat these vegetables, sulforaphane acts as a strong trigger for our antioxidant and detoxification pathways. Then there's allicin, found in garlic and onions, which works by allowing calcium to enter our cells and turn on genes that encourage regeneration and repair. There's also quercetin, a toxin present in a wide range of fruits, veggies, and teas that shields our DNA from damage and turns on multiple protective pathways, fights inflammation and oxidative stress, and triggers DNA repair and other growth factors. The list also includes curcumin, the bioactive toxin in turmeric, genistein from soy products, and many, many more. Now, it's worth noting that modern farming tends to prioritize high yields over nutrient density. A lot of crops are grown in controlled environments, and as a result, these plants don't produce the same protective compounds as plants grown in the wild. Phytochemicals are produced when plants are under natural stress, dealing with temperature changes, bacteria, and pests. That's why organic produce tends to pack more of a punch. But even if you can't always find organic or wild produce, just increasing your variety of plant foods will go a long way. Stick with moderate, varied servings, and your body will naturally find the right balance, keeping you healthy, resilient, and full of energy. The big benefits of fasting. While we're on the subject of food, let's talk about another good food-related stressor, fasting. When we're low on food and energy, our bodies actually kick into a survival mode that's surprisingly good for us. It's not just about making it to the next meal. Our cells actually use this stressful time as a chance to become more efficient, heal, and regenerate. This is why fasting acts as a good stressor when done right. It triggers all kinds of ancient repair systems that keep us healthy right down to the cellular level. A lot of it comes down to insulin. When you eat, insulin's job is to send energy where it's needed. If there's extra and you're not burning it off, insulin stores it, first as quick-access glycogen, then as fat for the long haul. But when you fast, insulin drops, and your body flips into fat-burning mode. After about 12 to 24 hours without food, you start tapping into those fat reserves, turning them into ketones for energy. It's a natural balance between building up energy and breaking it down. The problem is, modern life has us eating pretty much all the time, which throws off this balance and leads to things like insulin resistance, a nasty cycle of fat storage and metabolic trouble. There are a lot of different flavors of fasting out there, but time-restricted eating, or TRE, is a simple and powerful tool. By giving our bodies regular breaks from food, we lower insulin levels, improve sensitivity, and help prevent a ton of chronic diseases. The author recommends a 14-10 window, fasting for 14 hours, and eating during a 10-hour window that lines up with our circadian rhythm. Basically, eat more earlier in the day, including a good amount of plant-based proteins, and give your body time to wind down at night. Even if you don't do it perfectly every day, you'll still see benefits. Our bodies are built for this rhythm of eating and resting, and when we respect that, we unlock some serious health perks. Exercise for more than just physical strength. Exercise is perhaps the best understood example of hormesis. The idea is simple. When you challenge your body just enough, not to the point of injury, but enough to make your muscles and cells work harder, you trigger a rebuilding process that makes you stronger and more resilient over time. It's like breaking things down a bit so they can rebuild even better. But exercise goes way beyond muscles. This kind of stress sends signals all over your body, right down to your cells, helping them get better at producing energy and slowing down the aging process. Think of it like tuning up the engine in your car so it runs smoother and lasts longer. Your body releases all sorts of helpful chemicals when you exercise, some of which even protect your brain and mental health. One superstar is the growth hormone called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, which helps keep your brain sharp and resilient against things like depression and neurodegenerative diseases. Now, a big part of the magic here comes from something called oxidative and metabolic stress. This is another kind of good stress that flips a switch in your cells and boosts their natural defenses, which is important for your mitochondria, those tiny power plants inside your cells. When your mitochondria are healthy and humming along, they help you burn fat more efficiently, give you more energy, and even sharpen your mind. A lot of modern health issues, from fatigue and brain fog to a buildup of stubborn belly fat, can be boiled down to a mitochondria dysfunction. This is why exercise is hands down one of the best things you can do to keep your body and mind sharp. When it comes to dosing out this exercise, the solution isn't to go to extremes. It's to find that Goldilocks zone, challenging enough to push your body out of its comfort zone, but not so much that you burn out. This is going to be different for everyone depending on their fitness level. Generally speaking, a good approach is to mix steady workouts with bursts of high-intensity interval training. This is an especially powerful combo that will build up your mitochondria and overall resilience. And remember, as with all good stress, recuperation is crucial. This is when the actual repair, strengthening, and growing occurs. So always schedule downtime into your routine. Change the temperature and challenge your mind. Believe it or not, sitting day after day in a temperature-controlled environment isn't the best for our bodies. We have built-in processes to regulate our body temperature, and it's good for us to use them. You're probably already aware of some of these benefits. Things like saunas and ice plunges are a big part of Scandinavian cultures, and there's been a good amount of research documenting their positive effects. To put it simply, when done intentionally and in moderation, hot and cold therapy can make us healthier, happier, and more resilient. For example, when your skin senses extreme cold, it sends a sharp signal to your brain, triggering a stress response that spikes noradrenaline levels. That's the stuff that makes you feel super alert and energized. On top of that, dopamine, the feel-good hormone, shoots up by 250%, giving you a natural mood boost and sharpening your focus. Meanwhile, a good sauna session can raise your heart rate to workout levels, improve blood circulation, reduce inflammation, and even boost insulin sensitivity. It's like giving your body a mini boot camp without even moving. Researchers have found a sweet spot for these health benefits. About 11 minutes of cold and 57 minutes of heat exposure per week, split over a few days. So a little discomfort done regularly can go a long way toward better health. The same can be said for your mind. Turns out there's a sweet spot here as well, a golden mean of mental stress that we actually need in order to stay sharp, motivated, and resilient. Some mental stressors fire up helpful chemicals like dopamine, which boosts motivation and reward, or oxytocin, which draws us toward connection and support. These responses help us manage challenges better. It's like our internal system is saying, "Hey, I've got you. Let's tackle this." As a result, researchers have found that low to moderate stress can actually improve cognitive function and resilience. Low levels of everyday stress build mental muscle, sharpen our thinking, and help us bounce back stronger the next time. It's like strength training, but for the brain. Bad and chronic stress is the kind that feels unpredictable or uncontrollable, like a sudden crisis or health scare. This can cause damage. Good stress, on the other hand, usually comes from situations we choose, like starting a new job or taking on a creative challenge. It's exciting, a little uncertain, but not overwhelming, and it aligns with our goals and sense of purpose. As always, keep recovery in mind. That natural rhythm of engaging and then recovering keeps our system healthy and prevents burnout. So next time you're feeling that buzz of excitement before a challenge, know that it's your brain getting stronger, as long as you give yourself the recovery time afterward. This wraps up the 5 steps of the stress paradox protocol. It's not a month-long challenge, but a serious lifestyle outlook that can truly change your life. Final summary. In this summary to the stress paradox by Sharon Horsch-Bergquist, you've learned that there are 5 ways in which you can change your lifestyle to benefit from hormesis, or good stress. The first involves increasing your intake of plant-based foods and giving your body recovery time. The second is to align your eating habits with your body's natural rhythm by gradually extending your fasting period to 14. The third way to benefit from hormesis is to use exercise as a stressor to boost the energy production in your cells, starting with moderate exercise and gradually increasing intensity. Fourth, cold and heat exposure triggers your body's natural responses and improves resilience. And fifth, stepping out of your comfort zone will strengthen your mental resolve. In all of these areas, it's important to incorporate time where you recover from stress. By following these guidelines, you'll reshape how your body and mind respond to stress, building long-term health and resilience. If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support is appreciated. See you in the next speed review.